that I'll say that every time that I record another, little 15, 20 minute spurt. But this is video number 2. Because since I was trying to say that I want to share my experience and hopefully give others, some kind of, positivity, ambition to do things different so that your life can change for the better and you can actually have a joyful life. Now you will have problems. Everybody has problems. Everybody goes through stuff. But you can remain joyful while you're going through something. So, I was going to say that, my mindset probably started to change. I would say probably 10 years ago. I'm 45. I would say 10 years ago, maybe 13. But there were still some situations that I went through and some behaviors that I held on to. They were being slowly taken away from me because they're not part of me. I mean, and I'll get into all of that. But I started saying different things to myself. For ever since I was a little girl, I remember being little and under the age of 9. I remember being under the age of 9, and I remember being bubbly and funny, and I liked making people laugh, and I still, now today, I feel like a lot of that little girl spirit comes out of me. Because God's worked on me, and I've allowed God to work on me. So anyways, but then at the age of 9, my father committed suicide. Actually, now today's terms, they don't want to use committed because it's almost like a jail sentence, being committed, and so they don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that this is like a therapeutic term of he took his life. So I was 9. There's 5 of us kids. I'm the middle child. There's still 5 of us kids. And so me being 9, my oldest brother was in high school. He wasn't driving. And he's 5 years older than me. And then my sister is a year younger than him, my older sister. And so, anyways, you can kind of do the math. And then my younger brother and sister, they're also 4 and 5 years younger than me. So they were 5 and 6 and 5 or something like that. Anyways, and so that night, well, I remember it second by second. And still to this day, I can tell my perspective, the way I seen it through my lens as a 9-year-old. We all have our different stories, each one of us, when we start to talk about it and say what we knew to be true. One of us comes back with, and it's usually Aaron, because he was the oldest, comes back with, oh no, that's not how it happened. But either way, and that's how people who have been through the same thing, they do experience things, they see things differently. And it all can also surround somebody's age. So, what I remember second by second, and we were all in the home when he shot himself, and my mom found him, and we lived next door to our grandparents, like 150 feet away, 200 feet away. So I remember following Aaron running over to my grandpa's because my mom said, "Go get your grandpa." And then from that point on, for the 2 weeks following, I did not go back over into our house until we went to go pick out clothes for the funeral. And it may not have been 2 weeks in my mind. It was a long time. And I remember also thinking that night it happened, that I remember thinking we would wake up the next day and go see him in the hospital. So as a child, of course, I'm not hearing any of the adult conversation, and they were probably also trying to protect our ears of that, and then at the same time they may have thought that we knew what happened, but in my mind I thought I was going to see him in the hospital the next day. And so from that point on, my whole entire brain, the way I thought, it was almost like it was dead. Like that little fun, outgoing spirit was gone. And then, everything that I said to myself in my head was, why am I here? I just don't want to be here. I missed my dad so much. I don't know that I was angry at him, because I didn't even know how to be angry. I was just sad, so sad. And then, I started believing all these lies that was, why would something like this happen to me? What's wrong with me? What did I do to deserve this? And I just, it was so horrible now that when I look back of all the horrible things I would say to myself. And when you say, no matter what you have in your head, if it gets repeated, you believe it. And so eventually I believed it. And I believed it so much that then I tried to look for some kind of love in all the wrong places, men. I wanted a man to love me. I wanted so bad a man to love me. And then when I realized a man could not love me, like, because I got hurt right away. I remember Zachary's dad, I remember crying, thinking, oh my gosh. And so then I was like, oh, well, I have this baby growing inside me, so I know a baby will love me. I know that, no matter what, a baby, that's, I'm so glad I'm having a baby, because the baby will love me. And then after that, I was a kid, so I was not taking responsibility for this child that I brought into the world, and selfishly thought to myself, oh my gosh, well, I know he'll love me. And he does. But I was a kid myself, trying to raise a kid, and I ran. I turned to guys again to try and fill this emptiness that I had, which really was a lot of self-pity and, you know, poor me, and just not knowing how to deal with my dad's suicide. And so then I started doing drugs because I needed something to take me away from all of the pain that I had, the pain that other people were causing me. I mean, mostly I was allowing other people for me to be in the pain. A lot of self-inflicted torture, really a lot of self-inflicted. I mean, and just still being very, very selfish, very selfish. And so the drugs, then it was just a whole spiral, you know, even still, being addicted to, you know, anything and everything that made me feel good. My spirit and that light was still there. It was just dimmed. And so I couldn't fully like give myself to help other people because, I mean, I wasn't even helping myself. I didn't love myself. I still didn't love myself. I did not appreciate what God had created me for and to be. Because the lies were still there. I mean, the enemy will come and says it, and it says it. He is like a thief in the night, a lion roaring to come and prey on you. And he wins a lot of times. I mean, for me, he won a lot of times. And I didn't even know, you know, I'm still thinking, you know, my maturity was definitely, was not there. Once I started doing drugs and hanging out with other people that did drugs, or other people that, you know, lived the same lifestyle, and a lot of them, they weren't bad people, because they were all lost too. And maybe for some reason I might have been trying to, you know, help them saw that they would need the help and give them the light, because God was always in my life. I wasn't trusting what he had for me was way better than what I thought was for me, because I always thought that I knew what I was doing. And anyways, more and more times that I fell and bumped my head, and not just bumped my head, but like straight, you know, busted my head and literally knocked out my teeth, you know, literally at one point in time. But another story. So anyways, okay, I'm about to pull up. This is my little, okay, I can't end on this. So that's just the beginning of like what my, after my spirit, or I would say my spirit, and just my sense of, you know, being a little bright light was dimmed, and what that turned into, after the, you know, the second boyfriend that had drugs involved, abuse, definitely criminal behavior, and so anyways, that's the second, this will be the second video. I know you guys are gonna all be like, Oh my gosh, let me hear some more. But I just pulled up to my sweet guy Joe's house. So this will be to be continued. Again, these videos are to hopefully give other people some hope. I mean, not hopefully. I know it will. Some people will have hope, but I mean, as you continue to see what adventures that I have gone through and survived, still, I think a lot of people will appreciate and hopefully have a relationship with God and will help them. Okay, until next time.